Alright guys, we're back for another video, and in this one, we're taking a look at the NECA Eastman and Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So these are based off of the first Turtles, so the first time that Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird sketched the Turtles, kind of came out with these two designs, and that's what we're taking a look at here today. So this is the black and white variant. There was one that came out, I believe it was through San Diego Comic-Con and through NECA store possibly online, but those were colored, so those were, the green with the shell and everything. But these are the black and white one. The really cool thing about these is that they had been sitting at my local Walmart in the clearance section for some time now. I saw them when they first came out. They were $60. Then they dropped down to, I think it was like 45-ish, sat in the clearance aisle for a while, dropped down to 35. At that price point, I was like, is this it? Maybe I should grab it or not. I decided to hold off and see if it went any lower, and waited a couple of months, honestly. By the time it hit this month, I was expecting them to maybe just leave them at that price, but sure enough, I showed up and they were $20, so that was for me the go ahead. I was even kind of surprised that they were still there at $20. It ends up being about $10 a figure, and with all the accessories that they're set to come with, I think it was a steal. So the best part about it too is that we actually ended up with two of them, so I'll be able to keep one in box, and then we'll be able to pop one open as well to take a look at. Which, talking about taking a look at, I guess we can start off by taking a look at the packaging. So you have the two turtles, the one here that Kevin Eastman designed, and then the one that Peter Laird did is here on the other end. So if you keep it in the packaging, this is kind of what you'll see. On the side there, let me scoot this one over a bit so we can kind of take a better look. On the side there, you've got the two turtles with the NECA logo. You can kind of see a bit through the side of the box there. And then on this end, you've got them in their action poses. And it says 40 Years of Turtles up top. And then on the back, you can take a look at some of the accessories that they come with. So really cool. And then here it says continued. So I'm guessing these are other figures that are coming out down the line. Honestly, these might be the first NECA figures that I pick up. I've picked up quite a bit of different Turtles figures. If you followed the channel, you'll know that I'm a pretty casual fan, so I don't pick up every line or every figure. I don't even complete all of the lines half the time. Usually if I find a cool figure that I just really like from that line, I kind of stick to that. So I've grabbed a few of the turtles from like the Masters of the Universe crossover. I grabbed all of the Mutant Mayhem figures that came out in like that first wave. I've also grabbed some of the Last Ronin figures, the Playmates one. I think I did a review of that on the channel. So it's kind of just whatever pops out to me, and these really caught my attention. Anyways, let's go ahead and pop one of these open, and we'll take a look inside. So I think we'll pop open this one since it looks like the packaging's a bit more beat up. So we'll start off here, peeling this open, and then we'll take a look at it in the plastic. The really cool thing about this that I noticed is that it does come with like this really cool looking background. So I'll see if I can pull that sleeve out from there. Oh, nice, it does. I thought I was gonna have to cut it out myself or something, but it looks like it pops right out of there. So maybe we'll use that as our backdrop here for this review. Yeah, so that'll look really cool on display. As for the figures in the plastic, looks like there's a second tray that's there. That was, yeah, it looks like it was caught up there. So it comes with some of the extra accessories that we have in this. We have the sai, the katanas, some extra nunchucks, and then some huge fists for the big one, and some smaller ones for the smaller turtle there. And then I'll go ahead and move this to the side as well. In the packaging themselves, we have the two turtles with the extra heads. This really cool nunchuck, like an action style, like it looks like he's spinning it around. And then we've got what is this? Tonfa, I believe. Got a bow staff and then some nunchucks in there as well. So, not gonna lie, this is pretty heavy. Just like at first, like you know, first time having it in hand out of the box. These guys are heavy. This guy's a chunk there, so he's really weighing this down. But they look pretty good. So I think what I'll do, it looks like you've got quite a bit of twist ties. I'll go ahead and take some time to just like cut these out, and then we'll hop into the review. Okay, so I took some time. I got everything out of the plastic, pretty sure. Yep. We've got it all out of there. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these figures and accessories, because it's quite a bit. Now that I have it out of the packaging, the $20 price tag, I just can't get over how great of a deal that was. And the other thing is, as I mentioned, I think this is my first set of NECA figures, so I've always heard about the great detail that they put into these figures. I'm seeing it. They look great and they feel pretty sturdy. I don't know if that's the case all the time, but these feel pretty good so far. So I guess we can start by just pointing out some of the different accessories they came with. So here you have a set of different hands, so some grip hands. He currently has the flat hands, the open palm, I guess I should say. So does this one, and he comes with, again, these. They kind of look like fists from this side, but you can see they are, you know, the grip hands on this end. So pretty cool that you get that. As far as the different heads, he's got the closed mouth, you know, very serious, but then here we have this angry or more aggressive face that he comes with, and then the bandana, you know, going upwards. Really cool action pose that way. As far as he goes, he also has the closed mouth, very serious. You can't really see it from the top angle, but then here you can see he's got that scowl, so kind of similar to the other one, very aggressive, you know, something you could use in like a battle pose. As far as the accessories, we've got the nunchucks which come with these chains to keep them, you know, together. They look really good. Feel like good quality. We've got this tonfa, which is just one. I usually see these in pairs, so surprising to just get one, but it looks great. The bow staff, which is interesting because it has this here, so it's almost like you grip it from here, and it's got this long end to smack people with. So usually I'm used to seeing this more centered, but I mean, this looks pretty good too. And over here we've got the two swords, the katanas, right? You can see they've got a bit of detail there. Let's see if we could get the camera to focus in. Yeah, there it is. But very nice detail on these. And then, of course, the sai, which are pointy and are not bent. Pretty straight. And yeah, they do have some point to them, so they don't bend too much. You'll want to be careful with those, not to break those. But they look great. Everything, again, is in that black and white color scheme. It's supposed to resemble a sketch. I know there's been a bit of debate about, oh, why is there red if it's black and white? Why do we have the red? I totally get that. I think they would have looked great if it was entirely black and white, honestly. But the red does add a nice pop, you know, in contrast to those colors. So I really enjoy it, but I totally see the argument that could be made for why not have them completely white and black. So as far as the figures go, though, you can see the black and white detail on them. Just looks like they've been pulled off the paper, right? They look like sketches. They look really nice, feel great in hand, honestly. And this is, I believe, the one that Peter Laird did. So looks a bit slimmer, a bit shorter. long neck and then a bit of a beak, almost like a snapping turtle type there. As far as articulation goes on these, you get a bit to the sides for the leg. It does do a 360 if you need it to. And then there's not really much of a knee. Like, it does bend a bit there. But then you get it mostly on the ankle, which they've got these nice big, you know, feet there to kind of hold them from tipping over. They do have a tail, which is black and white, that has some swivel to it. So it'll do a 360 if you need it to. As far as the arms go, shoulders feel a bit tight. They don't want to seem to move too much up and down. But maybe mine's just a bit tight from being in the packaging. Yeah, see, that's all I could really get on there. I guess I could go up this way if I need to. And then you've got, of course, some wrist. And then we do have an elbow joint there. And he might just be a bit stiff from being in the packaging, but yeah, there he is. So you got some bend at the elbow. The head swivels all the way around. You do get a bit of forward and back there on that neck if you need it to. So yeah, very good, you know, look to this one. Honestly, in the packaging, I wasn't as big of a fan of this one, but now having it and like taking a look at it a bit closer, I really like the design. But this guy, I think, still ends up being my favorite just because of how massive he is. And again, a lot of the weight that you're going to feel in the packaging comes from this guy for sure. So as far as he goes, he's got these huge arms on him. You'll see there, that's about all you get for it to go up there. But then you could just turn that up and you can have him lift above the head. He does have the pads on the elbows. And then you've got some bend there. You got some bend on the wrist if you need to. So again, feels a bit stiff. Then down here on the legs, doesn't really come out to the side just too much. And not really a knee that exists on him. He has these like knee pads, but technically there's no knee there. And I do see a bit of, yeah, even on the ankle, there's not really much bend to it. You get a bit there and there. That might be about it. This leg doesn't even seem to have any. So, yeah, he's a bit more stiff than his partner here. Massive shell on him. I mean, his shell alone seems to be the size of his partner here. As far as the head goes, you can swivel that all the way around from both the head or the neck if needed, and then a bit of back and forth there as well. So really cool looking figures, honestly. I really like them both. Kind of curious how, and of course the biggest thing that both of them, I feel like I was just going to go right past that, is the nunchucks. So these go on the wrist. You just kind of hook them into there and they stay on. So you could see them there. He's got one on each side. Both of them do. They've got this little like slot that you can just pop them right into if you need to. We'll set him down and take a look at his buddies just to make sure that they both don't have any issues. Yeah, that felt nice and tight, so don't have to worry about the slipping. You do have a bit of, let's see if we could take a look. You could see that it kind of stained the white, so you'll want to be careful there. Maybe not do it as often to avoid, you know, it bleeding onto your white figure. Yeah, he's got it on both ends, unfortunately. But once you have this back on there, it kind of just covers it up. You don't really see it. As far as changing the heads on these, that head popped off pretty quick. Let's see if it pops on just as easily. Yeah, so that's good there. As far as the wrists go, I'm curious if those are, you know, a bit difficult or not. Nothing too bad. So we've got that there. We'll just pop that into place, and there it is. So we can take a look at them with, you know, a bit of different accessories. Let's see if we could get this into one hand here. Yeah, so that looks really cool. And that hand, as far as this one, this is the cool one here where, you know, looks like he's spinning it around. And you can, it's got a chain, but it's, you know, a plastic piece in place, so you could kind of angle it different ways depending if you want him holding it to his side, to the front, behind him. Let's kind of see if we could get that on there and see what it looks like. So we'll pop off this hand here, and that's what that looks like. You'll just pop this into here, and then, so like I said, you could kind of set it like this where it looks like it's behind him. You can angle it above like this, swinging it over his head umbrella style. As far as this one goes, let's see if we could get some of these other accessories in hand. So we'll pull those out. The big open palms, we'll set those there, and let's get these in there. Honestly, both of these are really cool, and from what I read, so I went on a deep dive because it really got my interest once I first saw these. I guess these aren't, well, I kind of read conflicting things, but from what I saw, it didn't seem like they were based off any like specific turtle. Some people have argued that that one's the original design for Mikey. But, I mean, the turtles evolved so much since these sketches, so I've heard that they're not really based off of one lone turtle. They're, of course, the first sketch, right? So the inspiration for the turtles that we know and love today. So there's that. You've got a few different accessories, again, that you could put in hand if you want. You could really mix and match them to your liking. I guess if I wanted to, I could always open up that other pack, use the different heads on them, and just, you know, assign each one. Okay, this is Donnie, this is Raph, this is Leo, and this is Mikey. If I really wanted to, but again, they're not really based off of the 4 turtles that we know. This is just the inspiration for them. So I think if you're a huge Turtles fan, this is probably a must for you. Whether it be these or the green and, you know, the in-color ones. But if not, like me, just a very casual fan, I really, you know, latched onto these. They grabbed my attention. I think they look cool on a display on the shelf with your other Turtles figures. So keep an eye out at your Walmarts. Maybe they have them on sale as well. I really looked out in this case, and I'm glad I got both. Whether I decide to open the other one up or not sure yet, but for sure these are going on some kind of display. I think they look great. Anyways, I think I've been rambling for a bit now, so let me go ahead and wrap things up. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the Eastman and Laird first turtles, right? The black and white variants that we have here. Give me your thoughts in the comments. Let me know, which of the two did you prefer, the Eastman design or the Laird design? And as always, I always like to ask, what's your favorite turtle? For me, if you've watched the channel, you know it's Donatello. But I'd love to know what yours is as well. So thanks again for watching another video, and we'll see you in the next one.